Hey, how's it going, guys? Thanks for being here. This is Mundo Maldini, your channel. Here I am at Movistar. We just finished the Movistar program analyzing the match day from Saturday's games. It's a little later than usual, but obviously nothing more terminal. After the referee blew the whistle for the end of Rayo 3, Real Madrid 3, we started the program. I didn't have time to make the video then, but now I'm here to analyze the 3-3 draw. We'll discuss Real Madrid's defensive issues, their lack of control, the chances they concede, and the penalty call on Vinicius. I want to analyze it in depth and hear your thoughts on Rayo's performance and Real Madrid's challenges. We are going to talk about the problems that Real Madrid has defensively. Little control that Real Madrid has in the game, the number of chances that they create, the controversial play of the penalty on Vinicius. Analyze Rayo's match highlights and Real Madrid's issues. We'll review Ancelotti, the Weiseko report, and match ratings. It was a 3-3 draw, not ideal for Madrid after leading 2-0. And also a bit about what Carlo Ancelotti said at the end of the match, although tomorrow we'll have another video with those comments. We're about to hear from Carlo Ancelotti. We'll analyze the Weiseko report, and you'll also get the ratings for this match, which was a great game, a thrilling match, a very entertaining one that ended in a 3-3 draw, which for Madrid, obviously, is not a good result, especially considering they were leading 2-0 at one point in the second half. Let's analyze all that and much more. All right, let's go. All right, let's go, Mundo Maldini friends. The match leaves a lot to think about. First of all, I don't take any credit away from Rayo. First, I have to say that Rayo was an aggressive, brave team, especially in the first 30 minutes, after equalizing at 3-3 with that goal from Isi. When they were down 2-0, it seemed like they might let the game slip away because Madrid was gaining a lot of confidence with that 2-0 lead. But then they scored to make it 3-0, and from there, the team really picked up again, riding the wave of that goal. The final stretch of the match was a constant back and forth that honestly could have gone either way. That's the reality. You're seeing the starting 11s. We're going to discuss a lot of things, but you're looking at the lineups for both teams. There you have Rayo's lineup with that 4-4-2 formation or 4-2-3-1 with Isi Palazón behind the striker. And for Real Madrid, well, Mbappe was out injured and Vinicius decided to take a break today, at least in the first half. He came on in the second half and was crucial in the match, or he should have been crucial in the match. We'll discuss that in more detail later. But Brahim has been weak. He played on the left, Brahim Bellingham in a slightly higher position, alongside Rodrigo, who ended up switching positions, and where he played best was on the left side. That's where I want to start, Mundo Madrid friends. Then we're going to dive into the play involving Vinicius, which I know you're all waiting for, and we're definitely going to cover that. But for Madrid, let's start with Rodrigo. Rodrigo in a match in which Mbappe was not there, and in a match in which Vinicius was not there from the start. Rodrigo has to play on the left if that is his best position, because it is the position in which he does damage. If he can't play on the left, which is clearly his best position, it's because there are players who are better than him, like Vinicius for sure, and Mbappe, who is expected to be better than him based on everything he's shown, even though he hasn't been so far this season, not at all. Kylian Mbappe, who wasn't here today, has done well when he's played. He scored that goal, and it's true he got a bit lucky with the shot. He provided the assist for Jude Bellingham's goal, which was a fantastic pass leading to Jude's finish, and I think it's been proven that that's his position. Madrid has several problems, one being defensive fragility, linked to lack of game control. Against Atalanta, Madrid won 2-0, overshadowing the fact they faced 20 shots in Bergamo. Being shot at 20 times usually means not winning, regardless of player quality. Today they conceded 3 goals. We need to check how many matches that is, likely very few. When you're shot at 20 times, it's normal not to win, no matter how good the players you have up front are. And today they conceded 3 goals. I don't have the exact number, but you have to look at how many matches that must be, which should be quite few. The few matches that Madrid has finished without conceding a goal this season must be very few. Madrid has lost 3 out of 6 in the Champions League, Mundo Maldini friends. There hasn't been a single Champions League match for Real Madrid so far where they haven't conceded a goal, because in the 3 matches they've won, they've conceded goals in all of them. What I mean by this is that I haven't been convinced at all by Carlo Ancelotti's words saying that he was satisfied. I'm not saying he's lying. It's probably true that he's satisfied. If he really is satisfied, I can't find an explanation for it. If he's trying to sweeten up an anger he has, then maybe that's the case. Then let's say he'll talk to the players differently. But Madrid hasn't had any control of the game. And even though Luka Modric had some pretty good moments working with the ball, Madrid hasn't had control of the game. In the end, Madrid has such good players that they end up winning matches, but without any control. The first 20 minutes have been a disaster for Real Madrid, honestly. And I'm not taking any credit away from Rayo, because they came out pressing from the start. But there's a tremendous sense of fragility in Madrid, like they're at the mercy of the opponent. And then the 2 goals that Real Madrid conceded were all credit to Rayo. The first one is a fantastic cross from De Fruto from the right side to the far post, but someone has to support Unai, because he arrives alone to finish it off, and he's a midfielder. Luka Vázquez goes with the forward, and the midfielder doesn't follow. And then the second goal that Real Madrid conceded from the corner, there's no way Ancelotti can be satisfied with that. It's impossible. A ball that Mumin heads to the far post with total ease. And Arda Guler is right next to him. And Lucas Vázquez is close to him too. I mean, that fragility could really cost Madrid dearly. What happens is that in the end, Madrid, little by little, has quality and bursts of brilliance from the players they have. Because if Madrid got back into the game, it was thanks to Valverde in the first half. It's true that even before that goal, we had seen some slightly longer ball circulation from Real Madrid, because that pressure Rayo was applying is practically impossible, or completely impossible, to maintain. So Madrid, but of course when Madrid realized it, they were already losing by 2 goals. And today they managed to come back. In fact, they turned the game around and went up 2-0. But that's not going to happen all the time, no matter how much talent the team has. Valverde scored that great goal, and Rodrigo has started to show up a lot more playing on the left side. Guler and Brahim practically did nothing in the match. Guler and Brahim really haven't done anything in either of the two. Valverde has really gotten more into the game, just like Modric. And little by little, Madrid has started to have more control. In fact, in the second half, when Bellingham scores with a header, he's becoming the player that Real Madrid needs. He has 7 goals in the last few matches. What Bellingham is doing is spectacular. It's not just the goals he scores, but he's getting back to the great version of Bellingham. The thing is, I was just saying, on the Movistar show a few minutes ago in the studio, Bellingham has to run for everyone a lot of times, and that could hurt him towards the end of the season. Remember that at the end of the season, Madrid wins the Champions League and ends up winning the league. That's all true. But Bellingham is really dropping his level quite a bit in terms of fitness. Well, if that happens to them this season, Madrid is going to have a lot more problems than even last season. The King's aggression has been very important. And then, after scoring the equalizer at 3-3, Easy Palazón even more. He has turned the match into a constant back and forth. Madrid made some changes. I loved Rayo's substitutions, Inigo's changes. They all contributed a lot. Everyone has improved. Team. Valentin, for example, one of them. Everyone has improved the team, and it has allowed Rayo to gain the intensity, muscle, and energy to keep up with Madrid's back and forth play. Madrid has turned the final stretch of the match, and that's understandable. The draw wasn't enough for them because Madrid could have been leaders today. Could have gone to bed as leaders today, and they didn't manage to. Tomorrow, the pass to play with him, if you win, I'm going to comment on the match on Cope. But all of that has turned the match into a back and forth that could have gone either way. Vinicius had a very clear chance. He shoots, doesn't shoot, passes it to the far post, and no one can finish it. Rayo had a pretty clear chance at the end with that play in the last moment, that free kick that Lyon shot and Courtois saved. And it's true that there's the penalty play. And to wrap up the video, I want to talk about the penalty, of course. I have to say that to me, 2009 looks like a clear penalty. Honestly, seems like a very clear penalty to me. I think Vinicius is inside the box, and I believe Mumin kicks him. He kicks him directly. The ball deflects upwards, but I think it's because of Vinicius's heel. We've seen a ton of angles. And to me, it looks like a penalty. In fact, I find it incredible that VAR didn't send it to the monitor for review, honestly. Because watching the replays, several replays, it's clear that Mumin kicks Vinicius. I don't know what you all think. Friends from Mundo Maldini, let's try to take off our jerseys, because I know many of you are from Madrid, many from Barça, and many from other teams, but the play, I could be wrong. And if you don't agree with me, let me know. But it seems like a pretty clear penalty to me. In fact, I find it quite surprising that VAR didn't ask him to go review it on the monitor. I might be missing something, but in all the angles I've seen, I see that Mumin, without meaning to, but we've also said this during the broadcast in the Movistar program, whether he wants to commit a penalty or not has nothing to do with whether it's a penalty or not. I mean, he probably doesn't want to kick him, he wants to clear the ball, but Vinicius puts his foot in and it results in a penalty. Many times penalties are rarely committed completely intentionally. I mean, he probably doesn't want to kick him, he wants to clear the ball, but Vinicius puts his foot in and it results in a penalty. Many times penalties are rarely committed completely intentionally. Usually penalties are unintentional, you don't want to commit a penalty, but as a result, for play, you end up doing it. The penalty seems very clear to me, honestly. It seems clear. So today you'll call me a Madridista. Just like many times I say things that don't seem so clear to me and plays in favor of another team that seem clear, and that day I would call myself something else. Well, this is how it works. I respect all of you, I care about all of you, and I always give my opinion, and at this moment, on this play, it seems like a clear penalty on Vinicius. Another thing is, if Real Madrid had scored and won the match, we don't know that. Obviously, in the end, it's a 3-3 draw, and Madrid misses the chance to be at the top. Tomorrow, Barca plays against Leganés to extend their lead a bit more. We have an Atletico de Madrid versus Getafe match, and I'm also going to comment on that Manchester City versus Manchester United game on Movistar, which you'll get a video for, just like the Barca versus Leganés match and the Atletico de Madrid versus Getafe. David Diege is going to make that video for you. David from Manchester plus the Barca versus Leganés match was a 2009. We'll have the Weiss-Account report on this amazing game between Rayo and Real Madrid, ending 3-3. A hug? It's a little late, but here you have the video. A hug? Bye.